Hi, this is Dr. Ballard. Patients and friends often ask me why I encourage genetic health testing. They usually know about the genealogy part of genetic testing. Many are curious to know which royal family they're descended from, but what they don't know much about is the health benefits of understanding their DNA. So I threw this little PowerPoint together to give people a sense of that, and I hope it helps explain it and is useful for you. Genetic testing is the biggest advance in medicine since the discovery of infectious disease. A good genetic health report is not, as we're often told, a predictor of some horrible disease that we might get. It's a knowledge base. It's a base for changing our future. The Human Genome Project showed us that we are 50-50, a mixture of 50% nature or DNA and 50% nurture, lifestyle. The study of heredity is not new, of course. It's been going on for centuries. But the Human Genome Project took it to a whole new level. It revealed the complex blueprint that guides our lives. Now, the key word here is guides. The DNA you inherited from your parents does not determine your health. It acts as a guide or a blueprint, one that you can interpret. And there's a lot that you can do with that 50% that you bring to the table every day. The Human Genome Project revealed that we are not a battery of genetic switches turned on at birth. These switches are turned on and off depending on our life experience. The genetic code has been called the Book of Life, but it is not like a book that spells out every detail from birth to life and death. Genes, like words, have multiple meanings. Instead of saying we're just an output of a pre-programmed computer, the Human Genome Project found us to be more like an interactive video game. How we interact with our genes determines their expression. The backdrop and some limitations are imposed, but our destiny is not fixed. It depends on how we play with the tools we're given. Here's a one picture is worth 1,000 words example of what I'm talking about. Two genetically identical mice, bred to grow up to be obese, to develop cancer, and have diabetes. When the rat on the right was fed an especially healthy diet, however, it became normal in size, without cancer or diabetes, and it also reverted to its normal brown color. We too are capable of profoundly shaping our genetic destiny. The science that looks at how genes play out in the real world is known as epigenetics. It is the study of how we modify our genetics by how we live our lives. This is how we become unique human beings. Even genetically identical humans, like our mouse example, can vary widely in their health. The Human Genome Project and the science of epigenetics have solved the age-old debate over whether it's nature or nurture that determines our fate. It's both. We're 50-50. The DNA message is not the one peddled by the drug companies, the one that says it's fate, so we just better give up and turn ourselves over to them. The real message is that we have control, we have power. We can choose to nurture our nature and change our genetic destiny. While blood tests such as cholesterol has a role in medicine, of course, our genetics reveals a valuable lesson that goes much beyond that. With genetics, you can look at hormones, you can look at neurotransmitters, vitamins, minerals, reactions to food, and how well we eliminate toxins. The implications of this is profound. This is information that we can turn into a healthy living plan. And that's the fundamental reason for having genetic health reports. It's so we can exercise the control over our health. You can specifically tailor your actions to turn off and on your genes. Just like the healthy mouse above, you can control your DNA destiny. Yes, you may have dozens of genes that increase your risk of diabetes, but that risk is wiped away by the right action plan. People often feel stuck with whatever diseases their parents or grandparents suffered from, but that's rarely the case. The fallacy of much of the available genetic reporting that's out there is that it claims to predict your chances of cancer or diabetes or some other Fortune 500 disease and then prescribe you a drug. That's all nonsense. There is no message in your genes asking for metformin or any other drug. I'm not saying that there isn't a role for pharmaceuticals, but that's not what our DNA grew up with. The message of our DNA is to support it with the same elements that fostered its developments. Healthy, natural foods, dealing with toxins by either avoiding them or eliminating them, and engaging in healthy, active lifestyles. Backing up the message of our DNA is overwhelming research confirming the importance of lifestyle medicine. Multiple large-scale studies have shown how living a healthier life reduces and even eliminates chronic diseases such as diabetes and heart disease. What a genetic health report provides is a way of individualizing our lifestyle choices. Of course, you might say, I don't need to read my DNA to know I should be living a healthier life. Yes, that's true, but a genetic health report allows you to make more specific, individualized actions. Are you avoiding gluten, for instance, when you actually are reacting to histamine? Do you want to be a vegetarian but have poor vitamin B12 function? Genetic health reports allows for personalized, safe, targeted natural therapies. The goal of a good genetic health report is personalized medicine. Your genetic data may say, for example, that you have a potential problem converting carotene into vitamin A. The solution then becomes one of eating more vitamin A-rich foods or to take a supplement. On the other hand, your partner may have difficulty eliminating anxiety-producing neurotransmitters, and their solution is to take a completely different supplement. For instance, you may be eating what seems like a great healthy diet and even taking good supplements, but these could be useless or even negative for your health under certain circumstances. You may be the one whose unique genetic calls for extra choline, while your partner has detoxification problems that need supporting. Or you may need to be avoiding sulfur-rich foods while your partner has difficulty eliminating estrogen. Genetic health reports provide guidance around these kinds of issues. Likewise, it's always a good idea to avoid environmental toxins. But the question is, how well are you eliminating them? Because you can't avoid them completely. Toxins are known to turn on bad genes and weaken good enzymes, making you more susceptible to chronic diseases, including autoimmune diseases. Your DNA can guide your decisions on testing and dealing with environmental toxins. In summary, if you're motivated to improve your health, then a comprehensive genetic health report can provide you with concrete direction on how to go about nurturing your DNA nature. They are especially helpful for those with difficult to diagnose and treat health conditions, but anyone motivated to optimize their health will benefit. My name is Tom Ballard. I've been a naturopathic doctor and author for over 32 years. My passion is treating the cause of disease using natural therapies. I've developed genetic health reports for dozens of my patients. The The beauty of adding genetics to natural medicine is that it helps focus therapies. It helps develop specific action plans to individual patients. With the experience of working with patients, I started Natural DNA Solutions, a service for turning raw DNA data into useful genetic health reports. If you're interested in genetic health reports, take a look at the other videos on this channel, Tom Ballard, ND, and check out my service at www.naturaldnasolutions.com. I'm also the author of a number of books and articles. You can learn more about natural medicine, nutrition, and healthy living lifestyle with these resources. Thanks for joining me. I hope this presentation has been helpful.